Hello everybody, I hope you're ready. I've got my mic set up in a new position today. I'm hoping that this will improve the mic quality. I don't know. I won't know until we get this episode done. This is about Chris Chan getting blocked on Twitter. Now, here recently there have been some trolls who have been going around either trying to help innocent women not be harassed by Chris, or just wanting Chris to get really pissed off. So they've been telling people to block Chris Chan, or they've been harassing them to the point where they feel like they need to block Chris Chan. So Chris Chan keeps getting blocked left and right, and it's usually by people he liked. That being artist, or some My Little Pony person, or someone like that. So, just excuse me if I don't know who the fuck these people are. I'm just gonna be showing you their photos, and if you know them, then good for you. I have no fucking clue. And for the person who's asking, I know what Bundy Chew is, and I've known about it for over like half a year. It's not shocking to me. Chris responds though, he's on Twitter saying, "Oh my gosh, look people, all I was doing was complimenting on artwork the dude did for Dusty. Why must you haters reply to everything I respond on anything?" So Chris Chan went and complimented someone on their art, and then someone ended up harassing the artist that Chris Chan complimented because they saw Chris responded. Why Chris Chan chooses to make his Twitter public if he's worried about this happening, I'll never understand. You lot do not need to respond. In fact, I may just painfully suggest you lot back off and not say anything. Well, that's good advice. They're not gonna listen. This person saying you involved it, Satan, and then someone in the chat was saying this is CWC stuff because that one dude said awesome. The fact that happened where are all the fucking getting on his ass every time he replies instead of dealing with the "no, I'll retweet it now." I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And then that got him blocked from this person named Dusty Cat. And this Dusty Cat person had to be a brony because, first of all, that fucking banner, my god, that fucking banner, and that profile pic. So Chris Chan got blocked from some My Little Pony person. He's not very happy about that. He goes on to say, "Thanks to you lot, now Dusty's blocked me. The feeling is still not funny. Hopefully you all are now seeing the wrongs you are doing in your lollygagging. And for y'all's information, my mind and soul has been on recent actual events of C-197. You lot don't." I fucking hate how he talks. Like, he's trying to write this now like how he speaks to people in person. And it's terrible. It's terrible having to read that. He continues with, "Know what you're talking about." And then he continues yet again, showing more people who's blocked him. "While I'm feeling outraged, I feel like I may as well remind others who have blocked me on Twitter because of you haters. Lightly Fox blocked him. Jesse Nowak, a voice actor apparently, and a writer. Oh, and they've got My Little Pony stuff. What a shock. Daniel Duver, that person. Oh, it's Doopy Do-Over. Okay. Yeah, you can't fucking blame the haters for Doopy. You were stalking and harassing Doopy online. Don't fucking blame the haters for that. You deserve to get blocked by Doopy. Not to mention her account's protected, so yeah, that's not even you getting blocked, really. Josh Scorcher, that's also your fault. That's 100% your fault. Don't act like you didn't deserve that one, Chris. What the hell? I can't even have a simple life separate from of my responsibilities. Why do you trolls always have to ruin it all? Sega Sister, and apparently it's a Sega and a My Little Pony person. Lightning Bliss, another pony person. I actually know this pony person. I know them because they did crossovers in the commentary community. So I actually do know who that is. I've seen them in the commentary community back when I was a part of that terrible shithole. Also, Doopy Do-Over, Planet Dolan, had blocked me. That was the first in the series. of the issues of me being blocked instead of the haters. I've noticed she managed to have her tweets protected and only viewable to the select of, yeah, that's how it should be. You shouldn't be fucking following her like you were. What do you haters think? I am now seriously contemplating taking the route to protect myself on Twitter, which shamefully would make my tweets not publicly viewable. You should do that, Chris. You should make your tweets not viewable to other people, because they're gonna continue to do this shit if you don't. They're gonna continue to harass people because they know it's gonna get you in trouble. So you should put your shit on protected. Everyone else really do not want to have to do that, but I sure as that time macing the jerk's feet will protect my tweets. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Are you talking about the fucking macing incident? Are you comparing you blocking people on Twitter like you macing that poor guy? And it was his stomach, not his feet, by the way. You shouldn't be bringing that up anymore, Chris. That was pretty bad. That got you in a lot of legal trouble, but okay. You bullies and haters have brought this on yourselves, and y'all are scraping at the bottom of the barrel. If they're fucking with you, Chris, they are scraping the bottom of the barrel. That is the reality of things. If you fuck with Chris Chan, you are scraping the bottom of the barrel. Me included. Okay, that's it. I am going to my laptop right now, looking into protecting my Twitter account and making it happen. You haters have done it this time, and that Mad Munchkin person he talked about during the Dimensional Merge had blocked him. I don't know who Mad Munchkin is, but he apparently really liked this woman. And that's all for that one. Chris is really upset about Mad Munchkin blocking him. I don't even know who the fuck that is. I have no clue who Mad Munchkin is. Only one thing that will make me change my mind. Of course you have to give people an out, because you just want to be in control. You want to be in control, and you want people to do things for you. That's all it is. Each and every person who blocked me, would they please unblock me, and you haters can apologize to each and every one of them for harassing them into blocking me in the first place. Not all of them blocked you because of the haters. Some of them blocked you because they genuinely don't want you looking at them or watching them, Chris. I realize what I'm doing is just a moot point, since if I was protecting my tweets, my responses and thoughts would not be able to be read by those I follow and like, and they wouldn't be able to read my thoughts. Instead, I will go through my follower list and blocking the obvious ones. So if you were blocked by Chris Chan the other day, you're one of the obvious ones. So for the person who was saying Chris blocked me right after following me, yeah, you were one of the obvious ones. Hey, at Twitter support, can we have a setting that allows us to deny new followers without having to protect our Twitter? No, that's the whole point of protecting your Twitter, Chris. You don't know how rules work. You don't know how these fucking functions work. Quit harassing Twitter. Oh, is that because of the haters too? I still wish and pray very much for those who had blocked me to please unblock me. Chris yet again begging to be unblocked, not realizing how pathetic that makes him look, or not caring how pathetic it makes him look. Ha 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 ha, really funny. Ha 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 ha. Wanna know how funny it is making people block me and freaking hitting the wall after? Is funny to me. And then Chris does this. Enjoy. That's what you terrible people did to him. And someone said you're becoming a meme? No, Chris Chan was always a meme. Don't say he's becoming a meme. He can't become any bigger a meme than what he is. He has multiple websites dedicated to him. You can't become a bigger meme at this point. If you lot want me to function and better, then do not ever push me into that PTSD moment of epic insanity. Epic insanity. And get everyone who I have listed to unblock me now, please. This is reminding me kind of like when Chris was, when Chris's father was telling him to get the stuff off the internet, and he's like, I'm trying. Everyone who is a follower of me, go and get this stuff taken off the internet. And it's like, Chris, that's not how the internet works. You need to learn that. That's not how the internet works. You can't get people to unblock you that way. They'll unblock you if they want to. No one can force them to. We're actually reaching the end already. I'm genuinely shocked. Everyone, I have a couple of announcements. Firstly, I sincerely apologize for my mind exploding and going blank and lashing out as I did earlier. Mad Munchkin blocking me on Twitter was the straw that broke my head. I still want very much to be unblocked by everyone who had of me. God, Chris, no one's gonna unblock you that way. Second, after I think he means after a thorough investigation and talking it out, I have come to the conclusion that MKR11217089 is not a troll, and indeed a genuine of herself. Genuine of herself. Anyone on that Kiwi or similar forums who say it is her is in fact not her at all. An imposter pulling what content they could from her Twitter and not online. Could from her Twitter and other online accounts. I have been talking with her for over a week. She has not at all ever asked me for or forced me anything bad or questionable. Well, good for her, I guess. And my husband, Magichan, who is not real, had confirmed her to be legit because he's not real. And a CPU among the few of us, so now she gets updated to being a god just because she's not a troll. This 1218's Earth, who are destined to be CPUs to help us. Oh, so Chris is gathering White Knights now. How fucking pathetic. Between both dimensions and Earths in them, and every single one of our people, individual residing in them. It's a good thing I did a whole video on the dimensional merge, or else no one would know what the fuck is going on right now. And this is not a delusion, illusion, imagination, make-believe, or false. It is very much real. I have stated in this again. I have very much real. I have stated this in time again, and I would very much appreciate it if there was no more talk at all of our true sight powers. Chris's true sight powers are what he says allows him to see the other dimension. It's his crazy vision. So whenever he puts on his magical goggles, he could see fictional people. And so forth, of C-197 being instituted as false at all. And Chris, these big words you're using don't really work for the sentences you're putting them on. But whatever. And furthermore, I would very much appreciate there being on Twitter, like you guys have already been doing to Chris. And then, okay, so I guess I got it all. Okay, that was all of it. I guess I'll click off of this and get it right here. So, for those of you guys who are curious, Chris Chan doesn't like that he keeps getting blocked on Twitter. He made like multiple day rants about all of that shit. So if you're on Twitter and you're thinking of contacting people who Chris is talking to get them to block him, just know, don't do it. Don't do it. Stop it. Get some help. Or else Chris Chan's gonna throw himself against a wall. Now, last time I did a video called Chris Chan Blocked by the World. This time we are going to be doing a follow-up, so I decided to call it Chris Chan Blocks the World. I'm calling it that because Chris Chan has locked down his Twitter, meaning now only people at Chris Chan want to see his Twitter account can actually see it. So, for quite a few people, they won't be able to see what's going on in Chris's life. I'll keep trying to do these updates whenever anything interesting happens involving Chris Chan. It's just I don't want to do too many videos just talking about typical mundane shit. I mainly just want to talk about the bigger events in Chris's life. So if anything really funny happens, then I'll do a video, but don't expect too many videos like this unless something really big happens. Now, what ended up happening, for a recap of what went on last time, trolls and people who were actually somewhat genuinely concerned about Chris on the internet were going around and telling people that they should block Chris Chan, this being celebrities that Chris Chan knows. Now, there is some actual concern here because Chris Chan has been known to stalk people before. He actually stalked Doopie Doo-Over until she ended up blocking him. So Chris Chan has been known to stalk people. Chris Chan has been known to dox people. There is legitimate reasons for people to want to block Chris Chan. But does this mean I really support the trolls that are going around and getting people block Chris and are harassing them? No, I don't think that you should go and harass people to get them to block Chris. I think that eventually they'll come to their senses and block Chris anyway. There's no need to spam innocent people who have nothing to do with this at all, just because Chris Chan followed them on Twitter. But because of all that happened, Chris Chan had a mental breakdown, and we are going to be looking at that. Now, I am skimming over a lot of this because I only want to cover the parts that I personally found funny. So if you want a more in-depth version, this isn't the video for you. I'm just making fun of what I actually thought was funny. Chris Chan says, "Okay, now I feel closer to crying face spammed a bunch. I hope you all are happy with yourselves. Now, congratulations." We see that he shared a photo and it says, "At Chris Chan, don't ever contact my friends ever again, you monster. You're disgusting. Don't you dare try to play victim. You're not a victim. You are scum." This person also kind of does that thing that Chris Chan does where they all caps for no fucking reason. I get that it's supposed to emphasize that you're raising your voice, but on the internet, when you're in a text-based conversation, there's no need to raise your voice. Stop being edgy. It doesn't make you look tough. It just looks bad. Chris Chan then says, "I'm freaking scum, and I am being torn apart. Go ahead. I create a respawn generator in the secret rift." I hope that's not the secret rift I'm thinking of. And apparently Chris Chan is making respawn jokes, so I'm assuming it's like a video game reference, how like you die in a video game and then you respawn. But he says, "Just go ahead and tear me apart more. I deserve it for being the monster since 2007. This is Chris Chan throwing himself a massive fucking pity party. He wants you to feel bad for him, and he's gonna keep shitting on himself until you pat him on the back and say, "No, it's okay, Chris. You're not scum. You're a good person." Well, Chris Chan, that's not how life works. You need to learn that some people are gonna call you mean things. Just ignore it and move on, but you'll never learn that. The haters are the heroes in this world of 1218. Hoorah! Crying face spam. Oh god. Chris Chan, no one said the trolls are the heroes. Sometimes the trolls are funnier than you, sometimes the trolls are better people than you. But the trolls can be the bad guys too. Not everyone agrees with what Clyde Cash did. Hardly anyone agrees with what Blue Spike or the Idea Guy did. Do you think people would see people like Blue Spike and the Idea Guy as heroes? Hardly anyone would. It only took 4.5 years since the last time for everyone's combined internet abuse efforts to break me again. Yes, Chris, go around announcing that people are actually getting to you. That will definitely stop the trolling. Because you know, when people want to fuck with you, they definitely don't want a reaction. They definitely don't want what you're doing right here. I'm on no sleep tonight, and melatonin's not working either. Well, if you're taking your pills, Chris, keep taking them. Don't stop taking them because they're not working. Maybe you should contact your doctor and see if you can get a stronger dose, but I would also recommend getting some fucking sleep, because it does make some people nervous, but I don't think that this spell is being caused by Chris Chan not sleeping. I think Chris Chan just wants an easy out in case someone tries to hold him accountable for throwing a hissy fit on Twitter. Because then he can be like, "I was sleep deprived, you don't understand." This second post, Chris Chan says, "The only thing got through to me in that is no sleep, headaches, more needless stress, and I am really not feeling well. I feel sick, barf face emoji. I hope the emoji thing isn't a new quickism, because I really don't like it. I hope it was worth it to make me sick. Oh, come on, Chris. Someone called you scum, and now you're just gonna keep fucking throwing a pity party. You guys made me feel sick. Please pat me on the back and tell me it'll be okay. Because before this chaos, I was nor. Chris, check your spelling. I was not harassing anyone. The bad trolls and haters were doing that. Now, while you weren't harassing anyone, Chris, you do cause issues. And those issues include the people that are around you. And like it or not, these are the people who pay you. These are the people responsible for you living. So if you have accepted this money and spent this money, you have to accept that this is your audience. These are your fans. And that's just something you have to deal with, Chris. You can delete your Twitter, you can delete your internet presence, but then where are you going to get your funding? Where are you going to get your money? This is your life. If you want it to end, get a job. That's the only thing I can tell you, because when you have to stop relying on the internet money, that's when you can be fully independent and not have to deal with these people. Oh, someone else called him scum in a tweet. Is that the same one? Yeah, it's the same one. He's really letting that get to him. You might have gotten through to him. Applaud. Yeah, Christian really didn't like being called scum, apparently. What part of haters and targeting do you all not get? Because I know for a fact that this is what it was in the first place. Here's hard evidence of haters harassing one of my friends. And this is the Liquid Chris account. This is not actually the Liquid Chris. Don't be messaging me saying, hey Dylan, Liquid Chris is back. This is an imposter. It's not him. He says, your CPU goddess unleashed. And it shows that video of Chris Chan humping a pillow, which I still think was troll-induced and he was blackmailed into doing. And, yeah, that's all it is, and he added some people. So apparently this Liquid Chris impersonator is one of the trolls getting Chris Chan blocked on Twitter. I don't want that to be the top tweet, but if it will serve and prove the facts that misguide fears from those who actually have been spreading it, and why the freak they are being touted as heroes. No one's calling this fake Liquid Chris a hero. The real Liquid Chris was a hero. I am not liking this world. Well, don't do anything drastic. Don't kill yourself because you think you're going to transform into your Sonichu OC. You're just going to be dead. I mean, I am not at all harassing anyone. I am not at all intentionally or purposely sending out haters. No, you're not intentionally sending out haters and bullies, but that's just a result of the audience that you've attracted, Chris. People do have legit reasons to not want you or your audience around them, to target and harass anyone either. Hell no, these bastards have been doing it on their own accord for years. Yeah, but the people who follow you are probably somewhat cringy like you. They don't want to end up on Encyclopedia Dramatica because of you. They don't want to end up on Kiwi Farms because of you. They just want to live a normal life. And you're causing issues, Chris. And they keep throwing the harassment term onto me. I am sick and tired of it. And now they spread mistaken fears and hatred of me to everyone. I still do what I shall and will stand up for the major bugbears that are the hater and harassers. And then Christian says, I do not deserve the hatred and being blocked. They do. And it shows some weird, I don't know, I'm gonna say My Little Pony live action girl, fucking human My Little Pony girl having a spurg out. I am being misblocked for the wrongest of reasons. And then I love this. It's Sammy Classic Sonic fan saying, when will you learn? When will you learn? Your actions have consequences. I love that meme. It fits here. He says, another point that I feel needs to be bringing up. There are imposter accounts on Twitter who have been pretending to be me and harassing the good people as well. I feel advised the remaining Brony analysts reading this. Is the Brony analyst community harboring Chris Chan? Have the Brony analysts been talking to Chris Chan? Because if so, you guys need to get better standards. There's other people you could talk to besides Chris to check with everyone who supposed got harassed and hate. That makes no fucking sense as a sentence, Chris. I had to read that multiple times just to get that reading right. And let's see what this person said. It's a fake Chris Chan, and you can tell because their @ is Otaku Fang. And it says, a slanderous troll attacking me. Boy, I've had it stop now. So yeah, apparently people are posing as Chris Chan. You can tell by the @ if it's actually Chris Chan. If it's not at CWC Sonichu, it's not the real Chris Chan. This is a real problem, but I'm not here to put my morality onto people. I'm just saying that I wouldn't do that. Messages and commentary from me when it really is one of the... What the fuck is a bugbear? What the fuck is... Okay, he says he's using bugbear as an umbrella term for haters and harassers and all the trolls. Why? What the fuck is a bugbear? Anyhow, everyone should check the Chris Chan who did harass onto them, because highly likely it was not from me at all. At CWC Sonichu is me. Okay, so Chris Chan says what I just said. I have no intention of changing my own main account. Those with similar, such as Real CWC or CW True or Liquid Chew 420. If someone's name is Liquid Chew 420 and they take them seriously, just come on, Chris. At CWC Sonichu 1, at CWC Sonichu 1982, and so forth, similar. They are not me. They may also try to throw it away from themselves by tagging me or adding at CWC Sonichu into their tweets, replies, and DMs. Do not be fooled. Chris, you're asking a lot for people. You're saying if people that you follow start getting harassed, it is their job to investigate and be sure you had no involvement. And even though they can prove that you had no involvement, they are still going to be harassed, but they should accept being harassed because that is the cost of having you as a friend. A lot of people aren't going to do this, Chris. They're just going to block you because they don't want to have to go through this daily just because you decided to follow them. I admit, I have only 2 alt accounts. You should have no alt accounts, Chris. That's only looking bad on you. At Nightstar2891, and the other one that I seriously cannot recall its name. You lost it, so what the fuck? How would they know it's you then? How would they know that you're not on the alt account you can't remember? Someone might remember it. Had the avatar of Twilight Sparkle and a disco jacket. God, Chris, you need better taste. And Magic-chan, you have so many? What the fuck, Chris? That's a lot of alt accounts. And Magic-chan 11448. I did personally help create with and for my hubby, which is fictional, meaning that's just you pretending to be him. There are absolutely no other Twitter accounts under my own creation and control, as far as we know. Point is, if it's not at CWC Sonichu, it's not me. Well, then there's a lot of other ones too, Chris. That's not the... You're not telling the truth because it could be any of those other accounts. Whatever, I get the gist of what you're saying. If you were recently victimized by an imposter that blocked me, then you should definitely... Chris, how are they reading this if they blocked you? You want them to read this post, and if they blocked you wrongfully, unblock you. How will they unblock you if they can't read your post because you're blocked? I would appreciate being unblocked. Retweet this tweet with no set comment above. It would be well appreciated. Thank you. Well, they still can't see it, Chris. They can't see your tweet if you're blocked. He just doesn't understand that. He just doesn't get. God. Y'all's abusive, reckless, needless, and downright offensive imagery and commentary are one thing that simply drives me crazy and crazier. If I never had to deal with any of your blackmail and BS since 2007, I would not be so crazy to target you bugbears back. Well, how about you don't feed into their shit, Chris? If you don't feed into their shit, then they can't fuck with you. And more pony shit, because of course. You all think I'm not tired of countering all of you, well then stop doing it. For coercing and deceiving others into misguided fear or hatred. No, you do that good enough on your own, Chris. The trolls don't even have to do much. You give all this information willingly. Of me and a very outdated reputation. It's not outdated apparently because you're still acting like a nut, Chris. You all keep bugging and bopping me and everyone else in harassment after harassment. If you really changed, Chris, you wouldn't be having this episode right now. I am tired. As much as I would admire to live my life, I simply cannot, in good consciousness and subconsciousness of both mind and soul, leave with everyone I like hating me. Quit caring. It's people on the internet, Chris. Why do you care what they think of you? Go out and get a life. You shouldn't be this involved with the internet to where you care if some idiot on Twitter blocks you for the wrongest and misguided reasons. Also, think it is one thing to follow someone famous you like, but after you've graced their view with kindness, supportive commentary, not abusing them with outdated, not safe for work gifts or overzealous flirtations at all, maybe even one simple face-to-face meet and greet, then one online hater pretending to be you, put on a fake Twitter account behind your back and out of your view pulls an outdated shit from your past. That is not from your past. That's you humping the pillow. That just happened last year. I'm believing it happened last year. So, yeah, Chris, that's not outdated. That's really fucking recent. That's you with your fake tranny tits. That's you with your long hair. It's not outdated. Now, do I think that Liquid Chris Imposter should be sharing this? No, because no one should be seeing this on Twitter. But that is undeniably you. You made that video, Chris. That's your fault. And making those individuals you appreciate through their works and efforts to have... Chris, you did this to yourself. You made the video. You can't be blaming other people for sharing the shit that you do. Unloathe you based on misguided fears and hatred. They have all the rights to be afraid because you are fucking weird, Chris. That injustice is what I seriously can and will never stand for at all. Well, what are you gonna fucking do, Chris? What are you really gonna do? You can't do anything to stop them. And that is why I'm taking my stand against you bugbears now. You all attacked me beyond internet reach into offline territories. It's not affecting you offline, Chris. And then Chris makes me want to laugh by saying, I am still working very hard to redeem myself in the eyes of those who have rejected me over the past week due to the injustices that have been brought onto them with misguided fears from No, it's not years old. That happened last year, literally a few months ago, Chris. It's not old evidence. If this was the Jule sex tape, you'd have a point, but this is recent shit. Yet ashamed mistakes. Chris, if every time you do something terrible you consider a mistake and then want people to forget about it, you'll be able to get away with everything. All you have to do is go, oh, that was a mistake. I'm sorry, and then it's gone. You should be held accountable for your words just like everyone else. You should be held accountable for your actions just like everyone else. I really doubt that you will ever hear this or understand this, but that is how life works. Everyone should be treated equally. I had made, most of which were manipulations. We'll explain that to them. Just say, hey, I'm a big dummy, and I got manipulated into humping a pillow and singing All-Star. Tell them that. I'm sure they'll get a laugh out of it. Those haters and harassers of yesterdecade, no, it was this decade, who still want to torture me worse into my offline social life. I've seen nothing affect you offline so far in this decade. I cannot and shall not rest over my weary, broken mind until I see these people liking me once again. Chris, their opinions don't matter. You are going to drive yourself insane because you are trying to please people you'll never meet. Because to them, all I did was offer support. Chris, it doesn't matter. And kind commentaries and thoughts and replies again and again. And what falls below each and every positive note I leave but a cacophony of misconstrued and twisted takes on my own choices and phrasings and my genuine kindness. I was never hitting on anyone. I never intended to harm onto anyone. And I certainly never meant to offend. And I never harassed. No, that harassment came from the cyberbullies who continue to stalk me day after day, month after month, year after year since year 2007. I don't like how he typed that. Going on 12 years. Well, then leave the internet, Chris, if you can't handle it. When will you lot of annoying bullies who fetish on hatred and harassment simply back off? When you leave them alone, Chris. The more that you address them, the more that you acknowledge them, the more they'll want to fuck with you. And let me live my offline and online life in peace. Online, people can do and say whatever they want to, Chris. That's just what's gonna happen. And for me to spread sincere kindness and support without getting twisted and misinterpreted as another freaking penis or fart joke. I have no idea what he's talking about there. I am long sick and tired of this grave injustice. Oh, shut up. That continues to linger in my online footsteps. In a better part of this world, action does take place against continued hatred and mouse speech. Yet those bullies and bugbears continue to use freedom of speech amendment first as their excuse. Yes, Chris, the freedom of speech entitles you to say whatever you want to. For continued abuse on the internet that people, which is a perfect example of abuse to which is amongst the amendments surrounding the Constitution. No, it isn't, Chris. That does not... You just made that up. What people are doing does not constitute as abuse, and it's not in the Constitution, you dipshit. A call to action would count, but so far, I haven't seen this Liquid Chris account fucking saying, hey, Chris, go shoot up a school, or Chris is going to shoot up a school, or hey, go shoot up Chris's house. He's done nothing that could be seen as a call to action so far. Our four people left behind in the millennium, century, and decade past, and I certainly do not stand for any of the abuse to everyone on the internet in the United States in the name of the worst mislabeling onto any... God, Chris, you are sounding just like Chris from 2007. No wonder why people are fucking with you. This sounds just like your fucking addressment to Clyde Cash. You need to calm down before people read this and decide to fuck with you even further. I continue to do my work with great stride. My limited mind and body are to handle, and I am reaching out for help resolving the injustice and misguided fears. Chris, no one's gonna get everyone to unblock you for you. If they really end up believing you, they will unblock you. We cannot control their mind. Resolving the injustice and misguided fears and hatred onto the innocent individuals that I like, who before had a positive impression of me. God, Chris keeps going. In recent years past, I have been the bullies and bugbears' ongoing victim of cyberbullying, dissent, and blackmail since 2007. But I stand strong against those who have wronged me and wronged others into erroneously misplacing wrong onto me. I am a proud warrior in CPU. Why don't you just say, I'm proud to have autism while you're at it? and I shall not fall. And with the help of all of my allies near, far, and our sister dimension, we shall win over the hate and harassment. He's starting a bully crusade. Everyone run. Who is with me in the agreement and strength ability for the fights of our online and offline socializing freedoms. Thank you all for listening. Everyone who actually listens and does not criticize and demand every word I say. So, I guess that doesn't include me then. And now we come to our final post. Good day, everyone. I have just heard through the grapevine that apparently one who shall be noted as Kibo has also blocked me. I never knew this Kibo at all before today. Also, others also blocking me. That is a terrible sentence, Chris. That's not even close to being proper grammar. Me, who I also... God, 3 alsos in one sentence, Chris? Never heard of before. This is only a minor shock to me. But this does not make me believe that other individuals may be blocking me for the sake of writing on a trend or a meme. Yes, Chris, it's a meme to block you. Hashtag block Chris. Of other blocking me and possibly making up stories of being harassed by the bugbears who continue to stalk and follow me. Ever-fringing white knights. Going on asking these complete strangers to unblock me. I see through the charade, and I find it most distasteful. You tell people to go around telling people to unblock you, then people go around telling people to unblock you, then you say they're part of the trolls. What the fuck, Chris? I don't know if they're genuine or not. You don't know if they're genuine or not, but you're the fucking idiot who told people to do this. If everyone blocked me, everyone else in the world, just for attention, then each individual of this world would really be all alone on Twitter. No, they wouldn't. They would have plenty of people, because we don't need to block everyone. Not everyone's going to lead an army of retards to harass them. And yes, I know that it's not a willing army of retards, but they follow you because you're a retard. Therefore, I feel much advised to voice my discouragement toward the trend or meme. Never block anyone for the attention of attention grabbing and wanting. It's simply not good. At Twitter support, please make a note of this trend and meme. Like they're gonna do anything, Chris. So yeah, this was part 2 of the Chris Chan Twitter saga. Part 1 was everybody in the world blocking Chris Chan, and part 2 has been how Chris Chan responded to that. Hopefully you guys like this video. I've been going through a lot. My throat hurts really bad right now. I'm feeling kind of sick, so I'm just ready to go to bed. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you like it, hit the like button. If you really like it, share it. If you want to see more Chris Chan content like this, then subscribe. I've got plenty more videos in the works. Hopefully I can get them out soon. Thank you guys for watching, and bye.
From Moonanite, have you seen Chris Chan on here yet? Is Chris Chan on the bully No. Is Chris Chan on the bully list? Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. We might have a special appearance by a special boy. Well, we have to take a look, though. Okay. All right, we'll take a look at this. Breaking news. Chris Chan is listed on the bully list. Let's take a look. Christian Weston Chandler wrote, I pray to God and Jesus to kill you. If we ever meet in public, I will beat you. I will beat your lights out with hard punches. This was posted on January 27th, 2019. Unemployed from Ruckersville, Virginia. Social media was Twitter. Is this you? If you believe this entry is fraudulent, untrue, or unfair, you may begin the dispute resolution process. Chris Chan, what's going on? Why are you praying to God and Jesus that people need to be killed? That's bullying, and that's just wrong. Nobody likes a bully jerk, Chris Chan. What are you doing, champ?
Now, today we are going to be wrapping up the Chris Chan Twitter Lockdown Trilogy set of videos. If you haven't seen the first 2 parts, you should go check those out. But for those of you guys who haven't seen the first 2 parts, let me give you a brief summary of what happened. Chris Chan is a weirdo online, And some people who decide to fuck with him and troll him online decide to go around to a bunch of brony analysts and other people he really likes and get them to block Chris Chan. Now, do I think blocking Chris Chan is the right thing to do? Personally, I think that it is good to avoid Chris Chan if you don't want any drama or trouble in your life, because the people who follow Chris cause trouble. So I would say, yes, there is a lot of good reasons to block Chris Chan, especially if you are a woman, because Chris Chan has been known to stalk people and be creepy around women. So I would say, yes, it is a good idea to block Chris Chan if you don't want to deal with his trouble. But I don't think that it was smart for so many people to block Chris Chan at once, because then he pretended to have a breakdown on Twitter. He started flipping out demanding to be unblocked. And the more he did this, the more it made people block him, and the more it made trolls want to mess with him because they thought it was funny to see him flip out. So now this has spiraled down into him locking down his Twitter to prevent more stuff from happening, him trying to gain sympathy by faking having a mental condition where he just fucking breaks down, starts speaking gibberish on Twitter. I talked about that last time, and this is the conclusion to all of that. So Chris Chan tweets out, "Hey everyone, I am making this tweet to announce that as of this morning, I am no longer the Rhea spy." And I think he meant to put Red Spy, but he just fucked it up because he's Chris, so typos are expected from him. On Dr. Wolf and Firebrand's team in Coaltown. Now, when people heard Coaltown and Red Spy, they thought Team Fortress 2. And yes, this is Team Fortress 2, but fortunately, Chris Chan does not actually play Team Fortress 2. Now, Chris Chan mentions a Dr. Wolf. I went on Dr. Wolf's channel to check out his content, and Dr. Wolf actually has a little RP series where they do go into Team Fortress 2. It's set in the Team Fortress 2 universe. And that's why the banner behind Chris Chan says Analyst Anarchy. It's because that's a brony thing. The brony analysts gather together to do that little RP. And that's where Chris Chan actually picked up his little motto of Bugbear. That is a Dungeons and Dragons term, but Chris Chan doesn't play Dungeons and Dragons. Instead, he's been watching Dr. Wolf, and Dr. Wolf and his friends do a little Dungeons and Dragons series. So Chris Chan is really big into Dr. Wolf right now, big enough to put him in the Sonichu comics, and he wants to pay homage to him by getting into Team Fortress 2 and Dungeons and Dragons. He has no plan to actually play this stuff as far as I know. He's just pretending to be in it, because that's what Chris Chan always does. And this is why communities don't like Chris Chan, because if Chris Chan finds something interesting about your subject, he'll try to put himself in your community, and that just looks bad on you. The Sonic community chased away Chris Chan. The Brony community has mostly chased away Chris Chan. Nobody wants Chris Chan associated with them because they know the type of people Chris Chan attracts. But let's continue with this. But I have left my mark in my efforts over there for the past few months there. Now, I don't think that Chris Chan was actually in the show, as far as I'm aware of. I didn't watch too much of it because I don't like brony stuff. But as far as I'm aware, I don't think Chris Chan was actually a member of the show. I think Chris Chan's just pretending yet again, like he did with Planet Dolan, how he would draw himself besides Dolan and them and have Dolan in his comic, even though him and Dolan never really interacted in real life and he wasn't a part of Planet Dolan. So I think this is yet again Chris Chan just inserting himself into things. And I don't think that the Brony community wants anything to do with Chris, from the few people in the Brony analyst community that I talked to see if Chris Chan was actually in their chat rooms. The past few months there, at least Dusty Cat doesn't have his Alicorn amulet anymore. I have no idea what he's talking about there, and I don't care. This little Chris Chan Sonichu says, "I am the Red Spy," spelling red correctly this time. For real, that is reality. Real and reality, redundancy. And I am zapping it up. And I don't like how his hand is modeled here, but this is very typical Chris Chan art. Without revealing the OC's name, potential spoiler alert, the new Red Spy is a changeling in a sweater. I have no idea what he's talking about there. That is all I will say about that. And now to the part that you guys actually care about. Meanwhile, I am still purging my Twitter account. Please remain patient. I will be back on daily tweets. Give it a day or two. Now, he is right about this, but unfortunately, this would be one of the last few Twitter threads for this particular Twitter. Note that I have recovered from the anxiety and stress of the recent blockings. Christian, if someone blocking you on Twitter is actually giving you anxiety and stress, maybe it's best for you to stay off of Twitter. Because any adult would be like, oh, someone blocked me. Oh well, who cares? I'll go follow someone else, or I just won't be affected by it. But Christian, he sees blocking as like a grave fucking thing where he can no longer watch what this person makes or actually interact with this person anymore just because they blocked him on Twitter. I don't see any point of it. Like, people block me on Twitter, but I'm not gonna fucking pretend to have a mental breakdown and flip out. I just move on with my life. I remain fully intent on redeeming myself with each... Redeeming myself with each of the analysts in time? No. Christian, you've always said that you would redeem yourself. You've been saying this all the way back since your ED page was first made. You say you're going to redeem yourself and you never do. You said it to Megan. You said it to plenty of other people. You never fucking redeem yourself. If anything, you've been progressively getting worse as the years go on. Your stalking has become more obvious. Your attempts at picking women up has become more vulgar. The stuff you put online is more vulgar. You think that Ted Bundy is a fucking Sonichu who did nothing wrong. You're not improving. You're only getting worse with time. Meanwhile, I wish to assure everyone that I am mentally and emotionally stable. You are neither of those, Chris. You take a pill to remain to be one of those, and for the mental part, you run around thinking that you have Sonichu powers, you think that there's an alternate dimension of Quickville, and yet again, bringing up Bundy Chew, you think Ted Bundy did nothing wrong. There are so many things I could bring up that you actually think and believe that could prove that you are not mentally stable. Hell, you could just bring up the Teen Troon Squad stuff where you're making out with your fake waifu or humping your pillow, screaming Shrek songs. Like, come on, don't try to go with that. You're pretty fucking crazy. I am not delusional or psychotic. That's bullshit and everyone knows it. Or anything similar. It still remains. I don't think Christian is a threat to anyone. I don't think Christian's gonna hurt anyone. I don't think he's gonna kill anyone. That includes himself. But he is pretty crazy. It remains a shame that not everyone is able to see our sister dimension. Right after you talk about how not crazy you are, you say something insane like an alternate dimension existing where all cartoon characters are real. Christian, I don't even know what to say to you anymore at that point. And those who are here in our dimension right now, but that will be remedied soon through the hands of fate and destiny. It will never happen. The dimensional merge will never happen. It hasn't happened yet. Your prediction was wrong. Admit you were wrong. Get over it. Fucking claim it was a joke. Claim you misread the fate or whatever. Just let this go, Chris. The more you push on this dimensional merge stuff, the more people will want to stay away from you because they think you are actually crazy. As you can tell from my wording, I am not acting on any Hulktastic rampage. I wouldn't call it Hulktastic rampage. I'd say it was just you fucking randomly typing shit on Twitter. You saying random things doesn't actually make me believe you're having a meltdown, Chris. And your white knights may be going, oh my god, you really pushed Christian this time. He's over the loose and he's going crazy on Twitter. Look at what your hate has done to him. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I've followed you for years, Chris. I know what you do. This is just your little fucking attention-seeking thing. You're not actually upset. You're fine. You just want to get your way. You want the people who blocked you to unblock you. And you'll fucking fake a mental breakdown if you have to, because you know that there are people who are sympathetic for you, and you will use that sympathy. You know who you are, and you know that you have white knights, or any such impulsive emotions. Also, I have been made aware of my past behaviors. Oh, have you? I couldn't guess that. And I have learned from them. No, you have not learned from them. Last year alone proves that you've learned from nothing in the past decade. And have no intention of repeating those social mistakes or errors. I'll keep you to that. And I'll watch your Twitter, I'll watch your YouTube, and be sure you don't repeat any of those errors. That is all for now. Have a good and safe day, everyone. Then he posts a gif of a pony. That is not the only thread that Chris Chan made. He made one more thread. He'll be talking about it right here, so let's just get into it. General update. Everyone, I am making the final step to move to my new main Twitter account right now. Yes, Chris Chan decided to make an alternate Twitter account because this one was full of such haters and got him blocked and no one was going to unblock him, that he would rather just make a new account, so then when people find out that he made a new account and is following them again and that stuff might happen to them where they'll get harassed by his audience, they'll just block him again. But when he made this new account, he already had it on lockdown to begin with, so he's trying to keep out some of the bullies, but I'm allowed to follow him, so it's not gonna go well. This is just an accident waiting to happen. All this shit is going to repeat itself inevitably, and when it does, I probably won't talk about it. This shall be the very last bunch of tweets for this old account of mine. Let the record show that this old account, CWC Sonichu, has been around for a very long time, many years. In that time, it has accumulated more than 7,000 tweets and more than 3.5 thousand followers. That is a pretty impressive number, but you are pretty popular. In my new account, and then he lists his new account name, I will be striving to contain less drama and haters. Well, why are you linking your new Twitter account if you want to keep the haters away? I mean, they'll find it regardless, so I guess you might be a little bit more self-aware than I thought. And harassers shall be blocked out, period. So if you are accepted to follow, watch your language and choice of words. So he's saying that he wants to try to prevent all this stuff from happening again. But yet again, I was able to follow him and I'm not blocked, so I don't know. I think this is just going to repeat itself, but whatever. As long as you don't say any mean words in front of him, I guess you can just go behind his back and get him blocked again. And with that, everyone who wants to continue following should go to my new account. Very smart idea, Chris Chan, announcing your new account. From this moment on, this account will remain as is and be inactive. Thank you all for the support and kindness, and no thank you for the hatred and harassment and bullying. Boom, and then he leaves. Now, I like that Chris Chan left this account open. It's good for the Christorians because they want to archive everything and they want to have copies of all of his tweets. I think he's aware of his popularity. That's why he left this account open for everyone to see, and everyone who archives Chris Chan stuff and already has links posted everywhere to have. But I don't think it was a good idea linking your new account, and I don't think it was a good idea making your new account look just like your old one. I don't know how long it's going to take for this to blow up in your face, Chris, but I have a feeling it will. But yeah, this new account is on lockdown, but it started out that way, so as far as I'm concerned, when the old account got unlocked, the Twitter lockdown saga is over. I suggest you, if you are a Christorian, to follow Chris Chan and don't say anything bad, and you'll actually get to keep watching his Twitter account. Now, for those of you guys who are wondering, I'm not going to be consistently doing Chris Chan life updates. When it comes to my channel, I only really want to talk about the funny stuff involving Chris Chan, like the mental breakdowns, the funny sagas, the goofy shit involving his life, like with the man in the pickle suit and stuff like that. If you really do want to see weekly updates on Chris Chan and casual stuff and hear it from someone who's a lot more positive than me, you should go check out Gibby. People have been talking about him in my comment section. I already do watch him, and he makes good stuff. So if you want some positive Chris Chan content, go check him out. I thought I'd give him a little bit of a shout out so people would know, yes, I do watch him. You don't have to keep telling me to watch him. I'm already aware of him. So yeah, the Twitter lockdown saga. It's a good way to start off 2019. It's not anything really too toxic. We got to see Chris Chan have a spurg out. We got to have some fun with it. There were some good memes from it. And in the end, things are basically back to normal. I don't think Chris Chan's going to delete his Twitter account. And as long as people don't get him blocked again, he should be fine. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you like it, hit the like button. If you really like it, share it. And if you want to see more content like this, then subscribe. If you really want to help out, go donate to my Patreon or my PayPal or my Ko-fi. If you donate more than $2, you will get in the credits that are about to play. Thank you guys for watching, and bye.